Happy Wednesday. My name is Sarah. I resell fashion, men's and women's, on Poshmark and eBay. Thanks so much for joining me today. Today I would like to share with you my shipping supplies that I use in this business, where I get them, why I got them, how I use them, etc. So I hope this video is helpful for you. If you're interested in this type of content, please like this video and subscribe to my channel so that you can be notified when I create new content. All of the supplies that I'm going to show you today are going to be linked in the description below so that you can find them easily. The USPS supplies, so the boxes and the poly mailers, many of them that I'm going to show you are totally free, guys, and you can order those on the USPS website. I'm going to link all those for you in the description below also. So let's get into the supplies. So first I want to start with some of the technology that I use, which includes my thermal label printer and my scale. So first I want to show you my Rollo thermal label printer. Rollo is the brand. There you go. And I love this thing, guys. I've had it for about 3 years now. And it's the only thermal label printer I've ever had. I got it on Amazon. Again, I'm going to link it below. I believe it was between $200 to $300, but well worth the investment. So if you don't know much about thermal label printers, they use heat, and you don't actually ever have to use ink. So you never have to buy ink cartridges or anything like that. It uses heat to put the writing on the label. So this is what I used to print all my labels for Poshmark and eBay. Before this, I used just a regular printer, but they were never the right size, so I had to fold them or cut them, and then I had to buy the ink, and it was just, this is just way better, especially if you're a full-time reseller and you're shipping out a lot of stuff. Now, here are my labels in the back here, and you'll see that I have this is just a cheap little label holder, and I buy my labels in bulk. So I actually recently got an order in 5,000 labels, so that should do me for a good while, a few months, and I will link that in the description. That is the best deal on thermal labels I have found. It is on Amazon. So that's linked in the description, but they are just a 4x6 size, and then I just make sure that my Poshmark and eBay accounts are formatted to that 4x6 label size, so that then they print really nicely on this. So this little thing is nice because it keeps my this is called fan fold labels, where they're kind of like stacked like that, and that's how they come out. And it's nice because it just like keeps them from going everywhere. Now, if you were to buy labels that were in a roll, that works with this too. There's a little dowel that you can put there that came with this. I just don't use roll labels. There's a little dowel you can put there, and this works for rolling labels too. So I'll link that in the description for you. Let's keep going. Next, I want to show you my shipping scale. This is the shipping scale I use. It just has a little adapter here, plugs into the wall, and it is by the brand Accutech. And I actually just got this recently, and I only use this for eBay unless my Poshmark packages are super heavy. So I've only been on eBay for about a month and a half. I've been on Poshmark for 3.5 years. But for eBay, it's really quite necessary to have a scale because nearly everything I ship is measured by weight of the package and then distance that the package is going from me to the buyer. And so I weigh every single item actually before I list it, and I go ahead and put that information in there so that when it ships, I don't have to go through and weigh everything again. I just already know, and the buyer is charged accordingly. Now, what's nice about the scale is you can set it to a few different settings. It can do pounds, you can do ounces only, or you can show you like 3 different settings. So if you're selling on eBay, you always want to make sure and round your ounces up to the next pound. Now on Poshmark, the only time that it's really important to weigh your packages is if the package has gone over 5 pounds. That rarely happens. I think I've only ever shipped out a package over 5 pounds like 4 or 5 times in the last 3.5 years. If a buyer does order a really large bundle requiring you to upgrade your shipping label because it's over 5 pounds, then you will just go in and hit upgrade the shipping label So if you're not familiar with Poshmark, everything goes priority mail. You can use any of the priority mail shipping supplies, which I'll show you in a bit. But if it surpasses 5 pounds, you do have to pay more. And if the buyer has already placed the order, the seller, so me, I would have to go in and pick up the cost, the extra shipping cost. So if a buyer is ordering like a really, really large bundle, my recommendation and what I do is just go ahead and contact the buyer and say, we're gonna break this up into 2 bundles or 3 bundles, however many you need to do to get each bundle under 5 pounds. That way the buyer pays for the shipping instead of you. So that's the only circumstance on Poshmark that you would need to use the scale. Let's keep going. So now I would like to go over the most common mailers that I use to ship my packages on both Poshmark and eBay. So let's start with the padded flat rate mailer. And again, guys, all of these USPS materials that I mentioned today are totally free. And I've got them linked below. You can order them from the USPS website and they will ship right to your home. All right, so this is the padded flat rate envelope. Just looks like this. It's 9.5 inches by 12.5. And what's nice is that these come with a seal, a sticky that it's already there. You don't have to use tape. And this is what I ship nearly all of my Poshmark orders in, unless it just doesn't fit. Or if it's a pair of shoes, I'll use something different, or if it's a large bundle. So those are the reasons. If it's just one clothing item, I can almost always get it in here. If it's a little bit bigger, I can use the Tyvek envelope. Looks like this, and this one is 11 5/8 by 15 1/8 inch. So it's just slightly bigger. This is not padded though. So those are my 2 go-to mailers for Poshmark orders, and I'll get to the boxes in a little bit and what I use those for. Now on eBay, I've got a couple of mailers here that I will use. So sometimes on eBay, I will use the padded flat rate if my item is over a pound and that shipping option appears to be the cheapest option for me when I get to checkout, I will use the padded flat rate. I also may use the flat rate envelope, and this one is like cardboard. It's not padded, but you can fit quite a bit in there, and you can even buckle out the bottom. Let me see if I can show you. Yeah, you can like flatten out the bottom like that, and it actually gives you a little bit more space to fit an item in there. And then again, it has the self-sealing strip right there. So that one I will sometimes use on eBay also. Now, most commonly, I will use this basic poly mailer I got on Amazon. Again, linked in the description below. This is a 10 by 13, and this is what I will use for all of my USPS first class items on eBay. USPS first class means that the item is under a pound and it ships for cheaper that way. So this is what I use for that, 10 by 13. If it doesn't fit in the 10 by 13, I will use this one, and this is a 12 by 15.5. Again, get these on Amazon. I believe I get those 2 from the same company. All right, let's keep going. All right, so here's a couple more supplies I want to share with you. This 10 by 13 clear bag, and this, I believe, I want to say it's a 12 by 18 clear bag. Now, when I store my items, if you've seen some of my previous videos, I actually store all of my items in this 10 by 13 clear bag. And on that bag has a SKU number, and I'll put these in the description below. They're just rolls of SKU stickers. And what's really nice when I ship is that because this is a 10 by 13 and most of those supplies I showed you are a 10 by 13 also, it perfectly fits in there. I don't do any special packaging or anything. I'm able to have a really, really fast and efficient shipping process because of that. So essentially, when I list the item, I SKU it and I inventory it. That is the work. That's basically done. Shipping is super easy and doesn't take much time at all because the work is already done. And I literally just slide this in there, close it, put my thank you sticker on, put my label on, and it's done. So if it's a larger item than fits in the 10 by 13, I will use the 12 by 18, such as if it's a coat or if it's a hat or a purse or something like that that I don't want to get damaged. I will put it in this larger bag just to keep it protected. And If it's a hat or a purse, that will likely go in a box, and I'll show you that in a bit. Another supply I use is packing paper. This is just from the brand Duck. So I just call it Duck brand packing paper. And these are just square pieces of packing paper. You can crumple them up however you want, like that. And I use these as a filler in my packages, primarily in the boxes, to keep things from moving around and getting damaged. So I will basically just use that if there's a little bit of extra space in the box, or if it's something more fragile that I don't want to get damaged. Let's keep going. All right, so let's move on to the tape I use. So I use packing tape very often, and I buy this in bulk or I buy it at Costco. It just comes in rolls like this, and I always have this on hand because I use it a lot. And I got these really cool metal tape dispensers. They came in a pack of 2, again linked below, and they're metal, and I really like that they're like durable. You just pop the roll of tape in there like that, and it's got a little thing right there. Let's see if I can show you, that secures it. So when I put it in, I push that down and then it slides in, and then that secures it. So when my tape comes out, it rolls on these little things right here, and it's just super, super easy. Really like these tape dispensers. Also, I have the smaller tape dispenser for when I need it. I don't really need it that often because, like I said, the poly mailers already have sticky on them, and then for the boxes, I'm gonna use this tape. But you know, every now and then, occasionally I will need this, so that's why I have that. So another supply that you can get for free on the USPS website are these priority mail tape labels. These are nice to have, like if you're shipping something priority, but it's in a non-priority box. That's just something cool you can put on there. And it also saves you from using tape. So you can tape up your box with these, and that's just another supply that I have on hand. Let's get going. Next, let's get into the boxes I use, what they're called, why I use them, what I use them for, etc. Let's start with this small box. We're gonna go smallest to largest. This is called the small flat rate box, free on the USPS website. And this is a really great box for smaller items. So let me show you how it does. So it goes like that, goes in, over, push those down and in, that goes over, and then these things go down. All right, so that's what it looks like when it's put together. There was no tape required to do that at all, just, it's like little puzzle pieces that it just all fits together with the cardboard there. And let's see, this is a 5, I'm approximating here. This is a 5 by 9 by 2, about, those are rounded. But yeah, so that's what it looks like. Again, this box has the label there. So you just fold in the sides, fold that one over, and then your tape there. And there's where you can put the shipping label right there. Now for this box, I use this on Poshmark a lot for small items such as bras, ties, socks, you know, just anything that would fit in here. That's what I will use it for. And the nice part about using a box is it provides a little bit of structure if you think it's an item that might get damaged in a poly mailer. Let's keep going. And next we've got this cube box, and I love this box. It's one of my favorites to use on Poshmark. This is a 7 by 7 by 6 inch. So almost a perfect cube, not quite, but that's what I call it. I call it the cube box. And yeah, so let's see if there's a specific name on this one that you would need to look up. Yeah, so on the USPS website, I think it's just gonna say 7 by 7 by 6 box. Like that. Here's what it looks like put together. Just almost a perfect cube. And I love to use this box for large bras that have an underwire, and I don't want to get damaged in a poly mailer, you know, if that underwire happens to snap. And I also like to put hats in this box, so that's what I typically use that one for. Let's keep going. Next we have the Regional Rate A box. And this is a fairly small rectangular box. Let me show you what this one looks like put together. There's what it looks like put together, and it is like the perfect size for shoes. I ship probably 95% of my shoe orders on Poshmark, in the regional rate A box and also the regional rate B box, which is just a slightly bigger box. I'll show it to you in a minute. But yeah, love this size. This, yeah, I don't typically use this for bundles. Maybe it could fit a bundle of a couple, you know, 2 or 3 items, but this is my go-to shoe box on Poshmark. All right, next is the regional rate B box. As you can see, it's just a little bit bigger. There you go. This one is 12 by 10 by 5. So let me show you what this looks like put together. See how it has quite a bit more space in there. And this box is perfect for bundles. I love this for bundles. You know, there's other options you can use for it, and I'll show you those in a minute, but this is the one I like the best for bundles. My 10 by 13 clear bags that already have the items in them fit perfectly in this box. I also love to use this box for larger shoes like boots. The shaft of the boot has more room there, so it's not, you know, super crushed. Actually, I don't ever put boots in the regional A box, but the regional B, yes. Shoes, large size shoes and boots, I really like to use this one on Poshmark. Let's keep going. Next, I'm going to show you the shoe box, and it is literally just called shoe box. So that's easy. That's what it'll say on USPS website when you order. And this is like a long rectangular box. Okay, looks like that. I don't have it taped, but you get the idea. And this is really good for shoes, obviously, larger shoes or boots. But on Poshmark, again, you can put anything in this. Everything ships priority. Just because it says shoebox doesn't mean you have to put shoes in it, but it's good for, you know, longer items. This is 7, let's see, I'm estimating here, 8 by 5 by 15 approximately inches. And again, all of these materials have a place there for you to put your shipping label. So I like to use that one occasionally for Poshmark. Now on eBay, this is also a great one to use because when you check out, if your item is over that pound mark, often it will give you the option to do the shoebox. Again, with eBay, shipping is just a little bit trickier, and when you get to the checkout page, you just have to kind of look at your options and see for that particular package, the weight and where it's going, what would be your best option. But sometimes the shoebox is the best option for that. Let's keep going. Next, I'm going to show you some of the flat boxes. What I mean by flat boxes is that they're longer like this and then thinner width like this. They're less like cube-like like the other ones I showed you. So this one is the regional rate A box, but this one measures 11 by 2 by 13. Again, I'm rounding up a little bit, but just to give you an idea, they've got the exact measurements on the USPS website. So this one is also called regional rate A, but it is kind of this flat style. Let me show you what it looks like put together. There we go. Okay, so this is, you know, this is not a box I would use for a bundle, but this would work great for a slightly larger than 10 by 13 item. You know, if it's a sweater or if it's a jacket or something like that and it's a single item, I would probably use this box. Next, we've got the medium flat rate box. There you go. And again, this one's kind of the flat style, but it is a little bit longer and it has quite a bit more width. Let's see, let's compare. Yeah, so at least probably at least 1.5, maybe 2 times the width of that regional rate A. And again, it's gonna look about the same, but this one's gonna be a lot better for bundles or really large items like a coat or something that just is a lot thicker. So that's what that looks like together. And again, these have the sticky on both ends, which is very helpful. Sometimes I will put a piece of tape to reinforce if I think the box is just really full. But yeah, I like to use that one on Poshmark. Let's keep going. Next, we've got the 1092 box. I don't know why it's called that, but it's just called the 1092 box. There you go. And this one is approximately 12 by 3 by 13. So this one's really close actually to the one I just showed you. I'll show you a comparison. So this is the 1092. It's a little bit shorter though, so let's see. Yeah, so it's a little bit shorter and it's a little bit less width, but they're pretty close. So again, just another good box for a large piece like a coat or something, or a couple item bundle. So as you can see, there's quite a few options that you can use. And my goal today is just to give you an overview of what I use and get you familiar with the options that are out there. And then you should choose what's best for you and works best for your packages. But at least now you'll know what they look like, what I use them for, etc. So I have all of these boxes on hand, but there's several that I use quite a bit more than others. I have the others on hand simply because I never know when I might need that or it might be the best fit for an item. Let's keep going. All right, here's the 1097 box. There you go. 1097, this one's a little bit thinner than what I just showed you, but still super, super similar. So 11.5 by 3 by 13, approximately. All right guys, so I put together all the boxes that are those thin ones, and I put them side by side so that I can show you the comparison. All right, so here is the medium flat rate box. This is actually going to be your thickest, this direction, box. And so that is going to be, good for large bundles. This next one is going to be a little bit taller in height, but slightly less thickness. But look how close those are to each other. That is the 1095 box. Okay, and then next, a little bit shorter and a little bit less thickness there, we see the 1092 box. And then here's where probably the biggest switch happens with the size in the width and the height there. We've got the 1097 box, and then lastly, the regional rate A box. So again, all of the dimensions for these are on the USPS website, but I thought it might be nice for you to see kind of a progression from largest to smallest there. All of them still pretty close though. All right, let's keep going. So I have 3 more boxes to show you. I know there's a lot of shipping materials, guys, but I hope it's helpful. 3 more to show you, and these are my really large mailing boxes. So let's start with the medium flat rate. Looks like this. Medium flat rate box. And let me show you what this looks like put together. All right, so there we are put together. It's super, super similar to the regional rate A and B box, and actually I think it falls right in between them. So there's your regional rate A. So this medium flat rate is again great for shoes. Use this a lot for bundles. Actually, I believe this is my go-to for bundles. This one and the regional rate B are my go-to boxes for bundle orders. But anyway, if they fit. Now, if it's a really large bundle or a really large code or really large items, I use the larger boxes. So I'll show you those next. But yep, medium flat rate box. All right, next we have the large flat rate box. Okay. There we go, and this one is, where are you? There it is. 12 by 12 by 5.5, so 12 by 12 by 6 approximately. This one's good for large bundles or larger items. Like a coat would fit in there really well. Something that's like a puffer coat or a goose down coat, that would go well in there. And after the last USPS box that I use is this large mailing box. It just says large mailing box. The other one said large flat rate box. And yeah, I actually shipped out a 3-item bundle yesterday in this box because it was a really big coat plus 2 more items, and I got it into this box on Poshmark. And I was almost at my 5-pound limit too, so thankfully I don't think I surpassed that. But when you're shipping this much, you'll likely want to go ahead and check the weight of it on Poshmark to make sure you're not going over the 5 pounds, and if you are, you got to pay the extra shipping. So that's all the USPS supplies that I use. Now I want to go over a few of the eBay supplies that I use. Now the nice part about eBay is they give you a free $25 coupon for shipping supplies every quarter of the year if you have a basic store subscription. So I kind of hit the jackpot because I started my eBay store in December, used the coupon, and then as soon as January hit, I got another coupon. So I'll show you the ones that I ordered, and I haven't had to use any of these yet. So the first eBay box that I got for free, there we go. It's got eBay branding on it, which is kind of cool. And I got this one for shoes in case I need it for shoes. you know, that I don't want to get damaged, but maybe they're going first class, or maybe, you know, they're going priority, but it's cheaper to do it this way than in a shoebox or something like that. So yeah, this would perfectly fit some shoes. Again, there's our eBay branding. And this is a 12 by 6 by 6, again, just from the eBay branded store. With my second coupon, I got these little cube boxes. These are 6 by 4 3/4 by 4 3/4, and these are just for smaller items, like that. Now, for eBay, I haven't come across this yet, but I'm sure I will. I'm actually saving like boxes I get from Amazon or, you know, various different orders online so that I can reuse those boxes in case I need to ship something on eBay that's a strange size or something. So what I personally do, this is not at all required, but I use thank you stickers. Lately, I've been using these I get on Amazon. Again, I'll link them in the description below. And then because those are almost gone, I ordered these, and I think they're just really cool. They're like watercolor. Let me get my face out and see if that helps. Those also came with these. I think they were like around $8, so not bad. And then I also got these stickers that say, love your order, please leave a review. So I put those on the outsides of the packages just to remind people to please leave me a review. That helps my stores. All right, we've come to the final part of the video, and that is where I show you some of my storage totes and how I get all of this stuff from, you know, pulling, packaging, and all of that to the post office. So, you know, it varies from day to day. Weekends are usually the most volume. I have a few different ways that I carry my packages, get them into my car, and get them to the post office, so I'm going to show you that. This is a rolling laundry bin, which says laundry. I never put laundry in it, of course, but this is a rolling laundry tote. It's got 4 wheels on the bottom, got it on Amazon, and this is what I use to pull my orders through my unit. It's got wheels, which is lovely. I can just pull it through my rows, and then when I ship, I put my packages in here and I just roll it into the post office. I don't even have to kill my back with carrying it. If I have more orders, I've got IKEA bags. You know, what reseller doesn't have an IKEA bag? I'll link all this in the description below. So just an IKEA bag. Sometimes I'll use various totes that I've gotten. I got this from Uline for free actually when I ordered my inventory storage boxes. I've got totes, different things laying around the house that I use for storing inventory and processing inventory. I will often save bags like this. Sometimes we use them for groceries, but actually I think I got this at the bins and I was like, oh, I'm gonna use that as another shipping bag. So, you know, sometimes I'll be going to the post office with like 3 or 4 containers, just depends on the day. And then of course I use these totes from the US Post Office, and they give me these. I just go in and ask, and you know, I think I've got a stack of like 5 or 6 of these in my garage right now, and these are just from the post office. These are just totes, and I can put them on my front porch for pickup, or I can just take a bunch of packages right in these totes to the post office with me. One last thing I wanted to show you guys is you can't do shipping without a trash can, right? Because otherwise there's just stuff everywhere. So I use this trash can. It is by Rubbermaid, and what I really like about it is it's slim. It's got a very slim design. It's very heavy duty, and it takes a while to fill it up. And I just keep this in my storage unit, and when I do my shipping, and I will link that below also. All right guys, I really hope this video was helpful. I know it was a lot of information, but I try to keep it concise, and I hope it makes sense. If you have other questions, please just comment below and I'll do the best I can to answer them, or others in the reseller community might chime in and help out too. So thank you again so much for watching. If you enjoyed this content, if you're interested in seeing more, please like the video and subscribe. I will see you again very soon. Take care.